Hi, my name is Luke Pikoulas. I'm currently a sophomore here at SUNY New Paltz. I am a resident assistant here. I currently live in Dale Hall, and today I want to talk to you guys a little bit about the mental health crisis in colleges in America and what I see as an RA that could possibly be adding to this campus crisis. So it's no secret that college students have a lot of mental health disorders per capita compared to the rest of the population. 41.6% of students have anxiety, 39% of students have depression, and 24.5% of students take medication for their psychological disorders. So almost 1 in every 4 students are on medication for psychological disorders. That is a huge number, and it's only increasing. According to the American Psychological Association, it is increasing every year for as long as they've been going for like the past 20-ish years. I want to say the number keeps going up. So my question is, why is this number continuing to rise? What can be adding to the stressors of college students nowadays, and how can we help fix these numbers? So again, it's no secret that college students face a lot of new challenges upon coming to campus. So as a freshman, you're away from home possibly for the first time, you're away from your parents, you're away from your siblings, maybe even the friends you've known your entire life. And not only are you away from them, you're expected to do a lot of things that can contribute to a lot of stress. And stress can cause mental health disorders, according to the APA. So, according to the American Psychological Association, again, living in a new environment could really add to these stressors. Adjusting to a new environment, such as rural to urban or more urban to less rural. So, having a complete change of routine in a completely new environment could only make things worse and possibly contribute to the stressors in mental health. So, what are some other things that may cause students to feel stress, feel discomfort upon coming to college? These things can include not feeling like the ideal college student. So growing up in America, what are you led to believe that college would be? Obviously a lot of studying, getting to meet a lot of people, but also going out to parties, maybe going to the club, meeting a lot of people, and also the association of drugs and alcohol and a lot of other dangers to a new college student who may not be prepared to enter this environment with a multitude of different people. So a lot of students feel like they're not the ideal college student because of the stigma about college. Is that something we can change in America as a whole? I'm not sure that's possible, but we can start by telling our new incoming students that that's not everybody. Not all college students go out and do drugs. They don't all drink. They're not all partiers. A lot of them are more reserved, and you just don't hear about that because they're not the loudest in the room. A large stressor added to college students, especially juniors and seniors, is the fear of after college. Obviously, college is not a cheap endeavor. A lot of students will be leaving with thousands of dollars in debt, and for some, no foreseeable way to possibly get this number down in their entire life. Some may live with debt for years. So I think the addition of financial aid classes and courses that SUNY New Paltz specifically has included, their adulting courses, just anything to get people ready for their new endeavors after college is only a plus, because the fear of the unknown can add a lot of anxiety, especially to someone with an anxiety disorder or depression or any other psychological disorder. So my question is, how do we help these students? How do we help these students who don't see a way out and just would frankly rather not be here at all? The dropout rate across America is large, and we need to get it down. So we have some on-campus resources that could help students, specifically here at SUNY New Paltz, and many other campuses share the same kind of resources themselves. So our first main one is the Psychological Counseling Center. PCC, often it is referred to as, is a place where you can go find help for your mental health disorders. There's a multitude of different counselors, and there's students there as well who will help guide you and find the right one for you. The PCC is wonderful. They're always there. They work long hours. There's always somebody on call you can get in contact with 24/7. There's a whole multitude of different hotlines across America, specifically for college students as well who may be dealing with these disorders. So that's a great resource that we have on campus. Another one, if you're not comfortable talking to a professional, somebody in such an authoritative position, and you want more of a peer-to-peer basis, you can go talk to our student helpers at Oasis Haven, which is an on-campus office that is run completely by students. They will help address any mental health concerns. They talk about sexual assault and a lot of other really touchy subjects that you might not feel comfortable talking with to strangers. So if you'd rather have peer-to-peer basis, you can go visit our Oasis Haven here in the Deo basement. And we also have your campus RAs. So I'm a resident assistant, and as resident assistants, we are trained to help students who deal with mental health disorders. We go through a multitude of training and just really active practice on how to help these students who have to live with such horrible and difficult disorders. So you can come to us and we will refer you to somebody who can get you help, because as students, as your peers, we're not trained doctors, we're not professionals, but we know people who are, and we know people who can help you. So I just listed off 2 or 3 different resources that help a lot of students on campus, but why are only 10 to 15% of college students obtaining help? Yes, 10 to 15% of students, according to the APA, obtain help. And this is a very loaded question because there's multiple things that would contribute to a student not getting help for their issues. So the first and the most generic one that you'll hear all the time is the stigma against mental health, which is completely true. There's a lot of stigma, especially for people in such high positions who put on such a great defense that say, oh, you know, I'm just doing great, life's amazing. They might be dealing with some things you can never imagine. And for them to come out and claim, yes, I have depression or anxiety or bipolar disorder, anything, they might feel like they'll be judged or thought differently of because of their disorder that they have to live with. And that's just something that hopefully culturally will change. There's a lot of social justice movements to decrease the amount of stigma around these mental health issues. And I feel like that's going to only get better with time, which is a great plus and a good thing to have on our side of helping these students. Another reason they don't get help is because just the nature of anxiety and depression itself. So as somebody who knows people who have suffered with anxiety and depression, getting them to leave the premises of their home or leave, you know, just their room in general to even make their way to the bathroom to take a shower in days, it's really hard to get students out there. It's uncomfortable to talk about these situations, but that's just the truth. Some students don't feel comfortable leaving their own bed for days, let alone walking across campus to a psychological counseling center to talk to some stranger that they don't even know that they don't feel comfortable with. So that's one reason. Another reason is just the factors of the disorder work against you. If you're feeling empty and hopeless, and if you're suffering from depression, you might feel like there's nothing anybody can do to help you. And a lot of people just don't even understand that all the resources there, and it's just for some like an empty black hole. But thank goodness to all these new resources that our campus does have. We're trying our best every year to up our training. And we hope to see more people obtaining help, 10, 15%. Hopefully we'll get to 25, 30% in a year. Hopefully we can get to a 95, 100% sometime in the future. So I want to thank you guys for listening to me today. Luke Pikoulas again. I'm a resident assistant here at SUNY New Paltz, and thanks for listening to How I View Mental Health as an RA.